All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the pre-market show. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as too. Shout out and prayers to all of our viewers and members in Louisiana and Southeast Texas, including our mod Jared, who is pretty darn close to the center of the storm going up right now. So thoughts are with you guys. Hope
Yeah,
everybody
guys.
makes it through
Hope
all
all the
right.
best. Yep, absolutely. Um, with that said, guys, let's get started this morning. We do have a pretty decent gappers list today on both sides, gapping up and gapping down this morning. So we'll see a lot of tickers on here we know don't trade very well. So we're going to go through this very quickly. And then we have some other ones that are pretty decent here. I see that some of the cruise lines and airlines are making an appearance this morning. Let's see what's happening there. And we'll check what's going on with some of the stuff that is gapping down. SRNE continues to just drop here. That was a good one yesterday too. We'll go over that in a second and how some of the top highlights in place for yesterday. So actually, let's look at that now. SRME was on our list, guys, and this thing just continues to destroy the markets. Yesterday, let's look at the pre-market action. You did have a great. Oh, let me show you that here on this chart. Okay. You did have a great pre-market action before the open. Look how great this thing was trading, and it was after it had gapped up pretty nice on the daily. Then here it just takes off right at the open, guys. It does give you a very tough candle to trade. This first 5 minute candle was a little bit, somewhat of an indecision, right? You see the wick coming up here, slamming down here, and then kind of pretty much ending almost pretty flat, still green. And then from there, it just takes off nicely here on CRM, just ripping all the way up to some of these levels here. This morning, today, they're very active as well. They're down slightly 1.7. We'll see how that continues. SRNE also was a very nice short, guys. It started off really well too. A bit of an indecision candle on this 5 minute, and we see this quite a bit. When you see this indecision candle on the five, usually for the most part, right? Again, I don't have numbers for this, but you want to look out for this. The next direction of the next 5 minute tends to run a lot better. You get some good continuation. I've seen that this quite a bit here. You can see here it does come back and retest the VWAP, cannot get above that, and then slams down nicely to some levels all the way down here. Comes back, tries again to get above the VWAP, cannot do that, and then slams down again. So again, very nice trade on SRNE. Did have a very active pre-market action, and that continued into the open. Here's Neo. Neo's just compare chop, guys. The pre-market was amazing. But at the open, very, very choppy, just back and forth above and below the VWAP. And not until about 11 does it settles in. And then it gets you some really weird trading here around this level 19. This is a great level here, high of the day actually. 1986 did not break it here, came back. Almost test the VWAP and then again, then it explodes. But again, pretty choppy open for Neo. If you were patient, you were able to find some opportunities there. RKT. Again, it's just not liking this stock. I actually did not pay much attention to the price action. It just continues to be very choppy at the open, so didn't really pay attention to this one. mRNA also was not great at the open, and then from there, I just didn't pay attention to it. But here you had a crazy breakout out of nowhere around 1040 or so. You get this volume that comes in 2 million shares per candle here, and you get this crazy pop. So nice pop there, but again, it's just pretty unpredictable. I mean, what strategy are you looking for here, guys, right? It's very difficult to trade and catch that one. Here's AMD. AMD, very choppy start. It looked like it wanted to head up and it just continued to get some selling pressure below the VWAP here. Eventually, this sold off and lost the low of the day. This was a great entry here for sure. You get a beautiful continuation towards the bottom, and then from there it just becomes a little bit choppy towards the mid morning. But overall, a great start for AMD after that first 10 minutes here. All right, and with that said, Facebook, right? Gotta take a look at Facebook. Did you guys see what this thing did yesterday?
It's
Just
crazy.
incredible. It's funny. I send this over. We have a group chat with our moderators. I send this over. Oh, well, look at Facebook, and I think Jared comes back and says, "That's nothing. Look at Netflix." And Netflix was even more of a move. So again, two really good stocks here had a really big monster day yesterday. So just look at Netflix daily here. Just insane, guys. All right. With that said, let's go over to the market pulse, see what's happening there, and we'll come back to this list.
Yeah, so indices are relatively flat this morning. We just had initial jobless claims, continuing claims can't come out. they came in relatively in line with what expectations were. I think we're kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern. So Fed Chief Jerome Powell's supposed to speak from Jackson Hole here coming up at 9:10. So a little over half an hour and 20 minutes before the market opens. Going to talk about some new tactics and thinking as far as the Fed goes for inflation targets and such. So I think the market will be watching closely for what he says there. Could get interesting, could change things. The second part of this program. So I'm going to pick out a few. I mean, like I said, indices are flat. We hit all-time highs yesterday when the jobless claim data came out. We actually spiked above that. We've come back down to relatively flat again. So I don't think we'll know what this day holds until that speech starts in a little bit here.
All right, perfect. Let's get to our gappers list here. Two people mentioned Roku on both chats. Yes, guys, Roku also is another one. We're looking at this one in our chat room. Someone called it out, and I just wasn't didn't have it up, so I missed the entry. But someone in the chat room called out this 5 minute here for a breakout. They called it very early on, and I tuned to the stock, and the man, it was a great pop here. So, and look at the continuation. So again, Roku also traded very well. We've been waiting for this breakout, right? Unfortunately, I missed it because we had so many other good stocks as well. Look at this breakout out of this area that was consolidating on above that 150. There's the pop there you got yesterday. With that said, let's take a look at what we have this morning. Let's make some room. We have a lot today. Let's start with what's on the gap up list, and then we'll move our way down. Probably the first five or so. Let's not go through everything because it's a lot on here today. ANF this morning, what do we have here? This one, 372,000 right now, volume wise. We are up 9.3 on it. Pre-market actions a little bit all over the place. I recall this ticker. I just can't remember if it's a good. Oh, cannot be a good trading stock. Look at the daily on this. Norm, any news? Up 10% this morning.
Yeah, they had earnings this morning, and they were expected to have an 89-cent loss. Instead, they had a 23-cent profit, and their revenues came in higher than expected. So, similar story. Which one was the one we had yesterday? I'm trying to remember. It was another retail. Urban Outfitters was either yesterday or the day before that had the unexpected profit or way better than expected loss. So. Interesting place we're in with these retail stocks right now. Seem to be holding up compared to what people think they're going to do.
Yep, I agree 100%. I'm going to add it on here as a possible, guys. Typically, not one that trades very well. Again, these retail companies. Let's look at some that we had yesterday. Urban Outfitters, I think it was one. URBN.
Yep, URBN.
How did this actually trade? I took this off. Yeah, I mean, this is not great trading, guys. Look at this. You have one pop here, and then from there, it's just pure chop, right? So this is the reason why I didn't watch this one. What's the other one? I think was it Gap too? Was Gap on a what's the ticker for Gap? GPS?
But Gap's
That's actually a few days ago.
Gap was a few days ago,
Yeah,
but Gap's kind of an outlier. They've got their own problems.
yeah.
That's a little
JWN
bit of a different story.
might have been JWN here. Let's see
Yeah,
how
we
that
did have
traded.
JWN in the last couple of days.
Not too bad, a little bit better. But again, I'm just looking at this without actually knowing what the price action was. But again, these stocks, guys, just don't trade very well. Let's look at Box this morning. They are up nicely, 9.8 today. Good volume, 200. Let's look at the pre-market action. Pretty much flat. Looks like a lot of the action happened last night. Earnings, Norm, on this one?
On Box, yes. They had earnings last night, and what the big one, CRM, another B2B type company. Box just had better than expected earnings and getting rewarded here this morning.
All right, so again, nice pop here for Box. Pre-market action's got some volume in it, but not a great actual price action at the moment, but worth watching. I know Box, we looked at in the past, it can be a great trading stock. Let's look at Ntap. This one up nicely, 9% right now, 122. Not the best pre-market action, but not totally bad. The daily is very choppy on this, as you can see here, guys. Norm, any good news on this one?
Same story. They had earnings last night. They beat. Same
Okay.
type of situation.
I'm gonna throw Ntap on here as well. I'm gonna put as a possible because their pre-market and their daily does not look great. I think we might be able to find something that looks a little bit better. GRWG always on our gappers list. Nothing really good here. Let's check how this thing has actually been trading. So let's go back here. Let's look at yesterday. Actually, yesterday's no doesn't look all that bad, guys. This looks pretty nice here. Looks like it had a nice little rejection here. The VWAP tried to get above it twice, did sell down. But what I don't like the way these candles are forming here. In between here, you have a lot of dead action as far as flat candles. So that could be a difficult price action to read. Let's say the day before that, you did get a beautiful pop here. Let's give it a shot. Let's put it on here today. Has anybody? I know in the community people have been putting this in their watch list. Has anybody actually traded it closely and liked the price action? While we get that answer, let's go to the next one. ABT this morning. Let's take a look at that. ABT, great pre-market action right now. We're seeing some good volume on it. 1 million shares traded. This is capping up 7.8, breaking out of this area of consolidation and resistance are over at 103. So that's a nice big pop. Typically, the stock doesn't move all that well, but today we got some action on it. So let's keep an eye on it. Norm, what's the news on this one?
We got FDA authorization for a 15-minute COVID test.
All right, let's keep an eye on that one. Let's look at Piton here this morning. They are up 5.1, 121. I like their daily here. We're slamming right into this area of resistance at the moment, right over here around 70, right where the price action is really 70, 96. So let's mark that down for now. But the pre-market action needs a little bit better volume right now. So let's see. But I like what I'm looking at here on the daily. Big pop today for them, Norm. They're doing well.
They got an upgrade out of Goldman, price target upgrade out of Goldman, moving it from 84 to 96.
All right, excellent. I said I was only going to go through five, but there's some pretty good ones here. So that's a good one to keep on there. Here's American Airlines. American Airlines was it the day before? It was just a lot of chop, or I can't remember what day it was, but you got some pretty good chop on American Airlines. Yeah, I think might have been yesterday. Yeah, yesterday's the start of American Airlines was a little bit all over the place. Anyways, right now, 1 million shares traded. It is very active, guys. It's just could be a hit or miss. Are we going to take off here? Or are we going to just continue to slam down and be choppy in this area? Worth watching at least as a possible. Let's keep it on here for now. Gapping down this morning, we have SPWR. Pre-market action is not looking good, although you have 253. That's not trading all that well at the moment. They're down 20%, which is nice. Their daily overall, it's very, very crappy, guys. Look how nasty this daily candles are forming. And the pre-market not looking all that well. And I think this one, Norm, we have looked at in the past, and we typically do not keep it on our list. It's not the best trading stock.
Yeah, correct.
So I'm on the fence, guys. Let's leave it off for now. We'll come back to it. FLDM, this was on our gapping up list just yesterday, and I did not watch it. It just didn't look all that great. Let's look at what the action was like yesterday. So, right, prior pre-market action, you did get a beautiful pop here, but this is not good, though. This is not clean. So I'm just going to keep it off today as well. What's the float on this? 70 million, so it's not a bad. Pre-market is actually looking better than what it did yesterday's pre-market action. We do have shares for sure. Maybe a possible this morning. Let's give it a shot. Maybe we can get some continuation here. This rejection we're obviously getting on the daily. Again, got some good volume. 1 million shares traded. Yesterday, 134 million shares traded yesterday. That's quite a bit. So CODX, again, this one, guys, just pure garbage stock. I'm just going to move on to the next one. LI, this one also does not trade very well. Had a big day yesterday. Had a couple of okay days the last 3 trading days here. But for the most part, a lot of the action happening at some really random times here. Look at the open. Nothing really takes place here. Yesterday around 4 o'clock or so for the power hour, you get a beautiful pop here with some good volume. But for the most part, this thing didn't trade well the entire day. So I'm going to take this one off right now. Pre-market action's got some volume, a little bit on the choppier side. I'm just going to keep this one out of the list for now. Billy's it's a kind of hit or miss stock. It's one of the stocks that can trade very well and can also be just very choppy. When it is in play, though, it tends to trade nicer than most of its trading days here. So right now, pre-market action is pretty flat. Looks like the action happened late last night. Norm, was it? I don't expect this was earning any kind of news breakout for these guys.
On Billy Billy, yes,
Yeah.
they had earnings last night. I have not dug
Mm.
into it, but I believe I think they beat their. If I remember correctly, they had worse earnings. They had a loss, but their revenue topped estimates. So that's where it.
All right. Again, right now, pre-markets, guys, is pretty flat. This will be a good one to look out for the scanners. Again, we're not seeing much at the moment. So a nice drop for them here today, but the pre-market is pretty stale right now. SRNE continues to trade very well, guys. Yesterday, again, another great day yesterday here. So with some good volume. And the pre-market action seems to not be great for the most part. Look at it yesterday. It was very active. You did have a beautiful range here towards top and bottom. Today you have a smaller range, but even with a bad pre-market action, this thing has been trading pretty decent. So their daily also looks like we're back at this area of support. The last few days we gapped up. We have been slamming down here, so we're gapping down now 5.8 with 900 million shares traded. Definitely worth watching. It might be a little bit choppy this morning though. Based on where it's sitting at, we have bounced from here before, so there could be some support here that we might need to consider. So let's remove some levels, do some levels for it, and see if we're going to continue to be trading well with SRNE here. INO at the moment also very choppy, not much volume, tons of levels right now, the highs and lows in here. So I'm going to keep it off for now off this list here. DKNG down 4.7, 266. Pre-market's okay. I'm on the fence. Let's just add it for now. And Norm, jump in if there's any specific news that might make
EKNG.
sense. Yeah.
Well, yeah, all professional sports boycotting yesterday, and word that
Mhm.
the Lakers and I can't remember what other team are looking to possibly boycott the rest of the NBA season could be a part of that.
Okay.
Clippers, thank you.
Okay. Neo had man, this is the one I regret taking off my list. Was it 2 days ago or yeah, I think it was 2 days ago. This thing just took off and had probably one of the best intraday trades out there. This would have been, yeah, the 25th. So again, not a great pre-market action, but at the open, this thing just trades nicely. So possible continuation today. They're getting a little bit extended on the daily. Let me remove some of these levels to clean this up a little bit. But their pre-market right now, I mean, 5.4 million shares traded. They're down 2.6 after two really bang up days here, breaking out of some real nice technical areas. Good level here we have over at 1647. I think it's worth at least keeping an eye on it. I mean, the volume is great. It's just going to come down. Are we going to get a continuation today or a good play towards the bottom here? Again, pre-market looks like the actual market is open here the way this thing is trading. So definitely in play today. Actually, this might be one to move up to. That's a lot of activity there. Let's keep it here on
They
on
moved
our
like
win list.
crazy yesterday. It had a beautiful breakup, just signaling it was just sitting there, got into it, and it just 40, 50 cents
Oh
in an
yeah,
instant.
it was right over here. This breakout high of day.
No, first 5 minutes.
Oh, first 5 minutes. Okay, at the open. Yeah. So and this too, man. This high of day. This was nice. I mean, just look at it. It's just
Yeah, I got in that at night.
struggling.
I got in that around 1890-ish,
Hmm.
95-ish, and then once it ticked 1901, it was at 1940 or something, and like just done.
So
Beautiful.
let's keep it on here, guys. This thing has been trading really well the last couple of days. So we'll see what else it has left for us here. All right, guys. I think we actually went through that pretty quick. Let's see what we have on deck. Norm, anything that you like besides what's on this list already?
No, like I said, I'm going to pick a couple out here out of this list. I'm going to narrow them down. That Facebook might be something I keep an eye on. We already discussed that, but I'm not really going to make up my mind on what I'm going to trade for sure until I see how the market reacts when Powell talks at 9:10. So
Gotcha.
this is going to be a little bit of a late watch list for me today.
Yep. Yeah, Facebook, I'm gonna add that on there, guys. Possible continuation today. So a few like this. If you look at Netflix, you look at CRM, there's a few that had an amazing day yesterday. Today, I'm gonna look out for them to hit our scanners. Facebook is definitely one of them this morning. All right, let's take a look. Let's start here with David from Connecticut. He's giving us DLTR. I've seen that on both chats as well. So let's cover that one. This one right now down 4.6, 442. Now, my issue with this stock, man, it is a very difficult stock to trade a price action on. We traded this before in the past. Again, it can be a little tough. So Just be mindful of that. Right now, they got a crazy price action. Did they get some news out? This looks like some
Yeah,
kind of.
they had earnings this morning, came in better than expected.
All right, so better than expected, but they did drop down here 4.6. Let's watch this one. Let's put it on deck as a top possible. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's got to look really good for me close towards the open because it's not an easy stock to trade here. The spread's looking good right now as well. PSTI, let's take a look there. This one, not much volume, not much price action or activity at the moment. I see here we got a beautiful breakout on the daily. So we're leaving this area of what 1090 something, 1092 there. You got a highest 1127. You also got this 12 year possible target. But the price action right now, guys, is not looking great for pre-market. So let's see if that gets better. Throw it back out to me. XPE new IPO coming up today. All right, so no history yet. All right, we'll look how that's gonna play out. Yeah, we did look at INO. I actually we took it off for now. Pre-market seems pretty flat at the moment. So we did look at this one. Has been getting slammed over the last couple of days, guys. Really taking a hit here. Every time it consolidates, cannot find a support, breaks down again, consolidate, breaks down again, and now we have another support area here. But are we extending now towards the bottom, right? We're extending as far as support. So let's see. Right now, pre-market action is not giving us anything all that great to look at the moment. Let's look at MOXC. This one here, pre-market action, 9.3 million. What's the float on this? More of a penny stock, guys. So I'm not going to look it up. Anything under a dollar like this has been trading down here. And once in a while, you get these kind of breakouts. Again, typically we stay away from these stocks. Someone asked in the chat, why is CODX bad? This kind of falls to that same category. These type of stocks, you just don't trade very well. I mean, just look at the daily on this one. Yes, we had some pretty good breakouts here, and there was some really good scalping and momentum opportunity and strategy that we took on this stock. But now on the way down with this type of pre-market action, you're not seeing a whole lot happening here. There's really no catalyst that I'm aware of behind it. So this is why this stock for us, for our style of trading, would be a bad stock to have on deck today. Let's take a look at scroll down here. OTC is giving us JD. JD, we had it on our list yesterday because it gapped up and then I ended up taking it off. What did it do yesterday? I had a nice short pop here. So it did drop very well. Beautiful opening range breakdown on the 5. So it gave you some opportunities. Today, pre-market is pretty much flat, guys. Again, got some volume, but pretty much flat and going sideways here. Not saying that it cannot do something because look at it yesterday. Yesterday's pre-market action was also pretty bad, and you still got a breakout here. But for the most part, we had some pretty good ones this morning, pre-market wise. So I won't spend time on that one based on what we have here with some of these players. All right, Max X, we looked at. We're going to skip on that one. RKT, you know what? RKT, I'm not going to spend more time on this one for now. The last couple of days, you look at the open of RKT, it has been really, really choppy. So I'm just going to move, keep off from that one for now. Netflix, yes, Netflix had a huge day yesterday, as well as Facebook, as well as Roku. Roku's actually going to put that on there. And Netflix as well. So possible continuation for all three of those stocks. They're all in that same category. Roku, what was it? Netflix, Roku, Netflix, CRM had a huge day. Again, big days for these companies today. And as Nora mentioned, I think it might be interesting just to wait to see what happens. Excuse me, with that Fed talk today and how that's going to affect things. Say again?
Don't die on me, brother.
Oh, no, absolutely not. So let's see what happens to when data comes out here. But these all these three, I think I'm missing one more. Oh, Facebook is up here. Yeah, so Facebook, Roku, Netflix, and CRM, all of them just bang up day yesterday. All right, what else do we have? Let's look at a few more. Zoom, and then we jump over to our YouTube chat. Zoom right now, no volume, guys. So the daily looks interesting, possible pop, but you need more volume on here. All right, let's see what we got going on here on YouTube. Let's start with Jay. Netflix. We looked at Netflix. Yes, possible continuation. I have that on deck. SPWR. I took that one off. We have traded that one in the past. It is active this morning as far as gapping down 20%. Other numbers look great. If you go just by the stats, down 19.5, 290,000 shares traded. Everything looks good, but the the fact that this stock we traded before in the past does not trade very well. And you started to see some of that in the pre-market action now also. So this is the reason why we're keeping it off. We kind of know how the characteristics of that stock, and it's not a good one. Neo we have on deck. That's good. I see VBIV. So I see a few people throwing that out there, three people, including our boy Mike there. So let's check it out. VPIV. What is happening here? This one, wow, look at the volume, 9.3 up 36%. Let's take a look at what's really happening here as far as the float. The float is a massive float. So vaccines, they should be doing pretty well. Not sure what the news is on this, but here's the thing, guys. This stock is, it's funny. These stocks are not low flow stocks. There are massive floats that are under $5 tend to trade very funky. No, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is something we've seen over the years. There's just not
Yeah,
the best moving stocks for some
it's like
reason.
glorified penny stock.
Yeah, and so again, might be the difference today. I'm not sure what the catalyst is pushing
They've got
this one.
they've got something about a COVID vaccine. I have not read the news specifically, but that's what's going on here.
Okay, so it might be worth watching, guys. Again, that type of catalyst can move things. This thing has popped up before several times here, a couple of dollars, so it could move very well. It's not moving crazy, as you can see. You're not every candle is now $2, $3, so you can manage your risk accordingly. That's what you typically get with these type of larger flow stocks at their lower price. They're not going to move a whole lot on you. So but again, just for me, it just doesn't fall within my scope or criteria to watch a stock like this one. I could be wrong. This stock could be the best one today, but again, I'm just got to keep to my criteria and focus here. And the more you trade, the more you're going to realize that you can't catch every move. You just got to stick with what works for you and your niche. So that's going to be very important. And speaking of that, we had a great success webinar yesterday from Nas. And part of his presentation was that, he found his niche and what worked for him. So although this looks great, and I'm probably going to see in Twitter today people making a killing on this and this up 250, it's just not my style, and it might not be your style. But if it is your style, put it on your list. All right, what else we got, guys? Bailey, we looked at. I have it as a possible. No, I took it off. I'm gonna wait for scanners on that one. Tesla is too expensive to even watch, maybe for entertainment purposes. Neo, we do have on here, so we'll look at that next in more details with when we do levels. ABT, we do have as well. So anything on here, guys, we do have already. We're gonna go over that in details when we do levels after our community announcements. Anything else? Anything else I'm missing? Let's look at NVAX. Not doing much right now. Actually, probably one of the
Oh
weakest
my God.
pre-market action we've seen from this specific stock in a while. They tend to have a better pre-market action. Today's not a good day for them. And CCL, I know CCL is it's got some volume here, 700,000 up 2.4, but not much going on right now. This would be a good one to watch. All these travel stocks after the Fed speak today. I think it's going to be good to see how it affects these the market first of all, and then these stocks. All right. With that said, guys, let's go over to community announcements. We'll come back and fine tune our list here.
All right, guys. As he said, Nas had his Traders Rehab Success webinar last night. It should be posted to the Education Center soon. Next week, we've got Eamon talking about his extreme reversals pattern. Note the special time. That'll be on Wednesday at 5 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. Because of Eamon's time zone. Nada's psychology webinar from Tuesday should be up. Next week, we've got Dr. Reed talking about introduction to trader personality and how to know that, as Carlos was talking about, know yourself, know your psychology, know your strategies, what works for you. Focus on that and continue to improve it. So that'll be next Tuesday, 8 p.m. in the webinar room. Member trade of the day, guys. This is the last day. It is Thursday, so Monday through Thursday, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day. Mark it up with your thought process and everything. Post it to Twitter by 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Tag at Bearable Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT. Also use the hashtag BBT Family. We will pick the winner, and it'll be announced by Mike in the closing show each day. And then on Friday, we will take the winners from the previous day, find the best of the four, vote on them as a team, and that'll be announced, and that person will win the $100 Amazon gift card for the week. If you're watching us on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, but you'd like to give it a shot, you can do so. at a discount. Use the promo code premarket24. That'll get you a discount off the intro membership. It's 7 calendar days, 5 trading days, unless there's a holiday. Includes Carlos's live 8 p.m. Monday onboarding class each and every week. Doesn't auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. If you're looking to upgrade your membership or become a lifetime member, use the promo code LABOR35, and that'll get you 35% off the lifetime membership.
All right, thank you. Excellent. All right, so just making some room here for our list. So here's what we did. We put down here the 4 that had a major day yesterday. Let's just look at their daily. Here's Roku. Here's Facebook. Again, 2 really big days for Facebook. Here's Netflix. It's just incredible. And also CRM gapping up and just ripping here. So these 4 possible continuation. Right now, their pre-market action though is not doing too well at the moment. So again, we're just going to keep them on here and see how things go throughout the day. If we have any type of continuation or a pullback, might get a small pullback here. So we'll keep those there. Let's look at what we have on our main list. We have Box. Pre-market action is looking okay. Nice gap up, 9.6. GRWG. Pre-market is pretty much flat right now, but it has had some pretty good days. ABT, great pre-market action. Piton, good pre-market action now, breaking out of that 70.96. That's good. SRNE has been really good, even with a bad pre-market action. Although this is not bad, this is good pre-market action. They have been trading very well into the market open. And here's Neo as well, some incredible volume, 5.5. So our list looks good. Let's look at our possibles list and see if we could take something off. DLTR is very active, so I'm going to keep that one on there. Again, be mindful this stock is a little bit harder to trade. The spread is pretty good on this one, but just be mindful of how of choppiness. American Airlines possible. Ntap, I'm gonna take off, guys. Again, I like the pop 9.4. I like where we're sitting on there, so it's just got to take this one off right now. ANF, I'm gonna take off as well. I think again, pre-market's not looking all that exciting right here, so I'm just gonna take that one off for now. FLDM, this one again, very active. I'm not sure about this one. It tends to trade a little bit funny. It did that yesterday as well. It did have some pretty good pops here, some good scalping and momentum plays. But for the most part, not just my style. So I'm going to remove this one. And DKNG, I'm going to keep here. Let's see how the news catalyst are down 5.2 is going to affect them today. And we're right in the middle of some good areas, support and resistance. So that's good. All right, let's do some levels for our main list here. So Box is good, guys. Nice pop this morning. Pre-market action is a little bit choppy. I'm hoping that it gets a little bit better. 2140 high of your pre-market. Towards the top, you have 2169, a great level there. And all the way up here, 2209. Towards the bottom, we do have our low of our pre-market, which is also supported here by this consolidation you have in several days, hitting that slightly above that, about 10 cents or so, hitting that 2052 area. So that's good. Then towards the bottom, you got a couple of days down here at around 2013, bouncing off of that as support, which was prior resistance in this area. Look at the selling pressure on that 2013 as well. So pretty nice levels there as far as it goes for Box. Right now, getting a good rejection here at 2138 slightly. So we'll see how that develops as we get closer to 930. GRWG. So this one, again, not a great pre-market action. We have seen some pretty good days, though, on it. Let's remove some levels. And I'm going to mark down here 1691. We have another one here at 17. Clearly, obviously, 1947 towards the top. Your high of your pre-market right now over at 1541. So let's throw that on there. And then towards the bottom, since we've been consolidating here the last 3 days between 13 and what seems to be the price action now, 1522. You have your highs and lows and your previous day close on here as well. You got some moving averages coming in top and bottom also. So let's see if we can break out of this. Again, pre-market guys, typically not looking all that great, but this stock has been putting in some pretty decent intraday plays after the opening bell. ABT here, high of the pre-market at 116. So all the way up here. 116.33. But although this is the high of the pre-market, I am going to mark this down here because in this pre-market, you're seeing a lot of action happening here at 113.17. Look how many times we tested that level and then the nice rejection off for that, right? We did pop above it a few times, but it slammed right back down, to below this 113.17. So I want to have that on there. I think that can be a very important level as we get into our intraday here. Low of the pre-market 109.81. Within here, you have some levels too as well. I don't want to get this too congested with levels, but you can see here where we are testing some of these moving averages on the VWAP as well. And then we're price action right in the middle there. Do we have anything top and bottom here? This all-time high. It looks like all-time high, at least 52-week high is what I'm seeing at the moment. So that's pretty good right now. Do we have any good significant? And there's really no significant levels between 109.81 and the previous day close. Yes, there's really nothing in here, right? You don't have a lot of meat to go off on ABT as far as levels. So let's keep what we have. I think we have some good pre-market action right now for it. Let's see if we can break out at any direction and get a good opportunity there. Piton as well, breaking out of the 70.96 nicely. We tested it at least 3 to 4 times. You can see here just kind of wedging into that nicely and just a nice breakout there. However, pre-market now sitting at 72, basically 71.99 to be exact. And above that, 73.22, a good area as well. So nice big pop for them this morning. They're up 6.3 with some good volume. SRNE, low of the pre-market right now, sitting at 780. So let's throw some levels there. And then towards the top, you're pretty much covered. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days off the daily. I am going to mark down the high of the pre-market at 825. You are getting a very clear level here as far as the rejection around 810. And then you see the support here of the VWAP. We just lost the VWAP. You can see a nice little drop here. So let's see how this is going to be. Again, this one at the open, guys, has been trading very well. Look at the day it had yesterday, just amazing. So if we can get this type of action today, this is going to be pretty good for us. Here's NEO. NEO's looking at pre-market action, 6.1 million shares traded. I mean, this thing is really, really active, and it started very early on, man. I mean, 4 a.m. this thing is just trading nicely. 1910, low of the pre-market, high of the pre-market over at 2036, but look out for the previous day close. That's really the level you want to be focusing on. That's going to be a little bit more important than this 2036. And then just by adding those 2 levels, looking at what we have from yesterday, 1647, the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, I think you're pretty much covered on NEO here, guys. Again, 2 really bang up days for them today. This week, they're down 3.4. Let's see if they're going to climb out of this or start giving some back here. All right, pretty good list. We got a nice tight possible DLTR. American Airlines. Oh, what happened there? Look at that. Nice breakout out of 1316. So we got some stuff happening. Let's move it up to our top list here. Remove as possible. We got some good volume coming in here. This is good. Let's remove the levels from yesterday. We got a great level here, guys, at 1347. So I'm going to mark that down.
DAL. You got it. Seems like all the airlines. I'm looking at DAL right now. It's popped up 70 cents in the last couple of minutes.
All right, nice. It's good for us. Some good stuff happening there. 1332, and you also have 1508. So airlines are getting very active here. Nice pop there. Any news yet? And what's the deal?
I haven't seen it, but maybe somebody out there has.
Okay, cool. Delta looks good, guys. United, this was just one of my favorite ones to trade also.
BA
All right, so
as well.
yeah. So which one? No.
BA.
Oh, yeah. So this is Boeing here. So again, we spoke about this earlier, right? When the airlines are doing well, Boeing's going to follow suit because when airlines do well, these guys are going to do well also. All right, cool. We'll keep an eye on. I'm going to add BA here too. It might be these travel companies are getting started early. How about CCL and these guys? Are they doing anything? They're starting to do a little something there as well. So I'm going to add BA and I'm going to add CCL here just to keep an eye on these travel companies. Maybe there might be some good stuff happening there. Look at CCL go now, starting to break out here as well. We got some pretty good levels at the moment for it. All right, cool. We'll come back to them before we close the show. But let's go to what our member trade of the day was yesterday, and this goes to Jesse. Jesse had an incredible trade, guys. His entry right there, you see where those green arrows are right at the left of the chart. He actually got into this pre-market. That's what this means. This is TOS, by the way. This gray area, this means pre-market. So he got in there early. What was that? 151.61. And he takes everything out at 165. So man, what a ride. That's a $13 move there? 14. Incredible. So again, great job there, guys. Nice reading some of this price action and levels on the daily. Took it perfectly and pretty good discipline, sticking to the process here, see that you are in a trend trade and taking it all the way to the top there. So great job. Amazing trade. All right, with that said, guys, let's go over to what our moderators have this morning and let's see what we have today. So we have John, Apple and Facebook. John, you're not doing a high of day breakouts today. No, yes, you are. You have your HOD break, top watch list, Apple, and Facebook. All right, good. Thor's watching ABT, Piton, Facebook, and Neo. Mike has his scanners, and also on secondary, he's looking for Facebook, BA, and SQ. SQ needs volume. We'll look at that next. Eamon has APT, Piton, at Facebook, Neo, also LI, American Airlines, and SQ. Peter has APT, Box. Did we look at Box? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So we have Box, Facebook, BBIV, DLTR, DG, ANF, Piton, and AMD. I think Peter's trying to break the record for how many stocks he's watching today. Quite a bit there. So Tiffany has ABT, Neo, and the secondary list, he has Piton there. So, all right, cool. Let's take a look here. All right, perfect. All right, so let's look at SQ. I see a few of you guys watching SQ this morning. We got a little bit of time. What's going on with SQ? So, okay, possible breakout here on the daily I see on SQ. All right, cool. Excellent. Had a good day yesterday as well here. So not bad. All right, let's take a look at some of their cruise lines. They're doing well here. American Airlines also doing decent. So let's see what happens there. Do we know what happened? What's the latest on those? Why they're anybody know?
Pal speech, I guess, is what people are attributing it to.
The speech that he has not done yet.
He started a couple of minutes early, so he's been going about 3 or 4 minutes now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so let's see how that thing is going to play out here. All right, excellent, guys. I think this is what we have. We have a pretty good list. Just to recap, we have Box in here. We have GRWG. Again, not a great pre-market action. Let's see how the open is. Might get pulled down. I might move some airlines up instead of that one. ABT looking good. Looks like we want to break this 113.17 level here, so that's good. Keep an eye on that. Piton breaking out here, consolidating above the recent high of the day here. That's 70.96, a great level there. SR and E. So pre-market wise, Neo is doing okay, excellent, and American Airlines taking off here. And I also have a CCL. Is this affecting the Roku, Facebook dropping here?
Actually, except for these travel stocks, everything's kind of reacted to the downside.
Interesting. Netflix and CRM. Okay, cool. So Norm today had to do a barricade. Norm, show your barricade there.
I removed it when I went off. But I had to take and that's why, because now my dog's come in here. She's opening my door, so I had to take the amplifier and barricade myself in the office.
Oh man, good stuff, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Thursday. Do some great trading today. We'll see you tomorrow to end the week. Again, keep it green, but if not, you keep it small rest, right? So just be mindful of your trades here. Anything else before we leave? Any questions? I feel like we're done a little bit early today. Anything else? No questions. Oh, here's Brian's list. Let's go over that. He has ABT, Billy, Facebook, SQ, Piton, and also MOXC for fun. So good stuff there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. Please take care today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.